Apps obviously facing your former club tonight. What are the emotions going into tonight, and how do you kind of view it as just a game or focus on the challenge?
Maybe a little of everything. It's cliche to say it's just a game. Playing a lot of my best buddies over there. I was there for a long time. But it'll be fun. It'll be when you get up for and really compete. But yeah, it'll be, just fun to be out there. It's always a little weird playing your old team, but looking forward to the challenge. And, we've got a real good thing going here, so I'm going to try to keep that rolling and, steal 2 points or get 2 points and get off to Pittsburgh.
When you think about the time spent in Winnipeg, what stands out to you the most?
Probably just, the guys, the people you got really close with, the families, this and that. Obviously, you remember some of the hockey, but it's one of those things like when you look back on it, you remember those types of things a little bit more. So, just the people over there.
Were you able to connect with anybody while they were in town? I think they got in yesterday.
Yeah, I had 8 guys over for dinner and, hung out and, just chatted, and it was good.
Imagine it'll be a different feeling when you're actually playing in Winnipeg later this year, but just can you imagine how strange it will be just playing against, seeing that sweater on the other side?
It is weird. I did it 4 years ago when I was with Seattle for a little bit, and then went back to Winnipeg, and I'll have to do it again. But it is a weird feeling. I've never, like some people, I don't know. It's just different. Kind of one of those things you got to experience to really know what it feels like. But at the end of the day, you're competing against them, and you kind of got to snap out of those things and do everything you can to win the hockey game. So, but it'll be weird, pulling into the hotel there and things like that, not going to your house that's no longer there. And you got to try to just take it as another game. And especially that's what it is tonight.
You played a lot of years in front of Connor. What is the confidence that comes with having a goalie that good behind you?
I can't hype him up anymore. No, he's a great goalie. Any Vezina winner or in the running every year is going to be a stud. So he's kind of the backbone of that team for a long time. And, they haven't had the success they've hoped for this year. But, with Bucky in that he can, lock down a lot of things and gives you a chance to kind of win every night. So it was easy to play in front of him.
Your first year here with this group, you've been a part of some of the opening night games, Thanksgiving Eve game, then tonight New Year's Eve game. Can you talk about the fan support that you felt throughout here in the year and just what Mike brings for this group?
I mean, the fans all year have been great, but you just feel a little more jam, a little more energy in the building in those holiday games. Maybe a couple more beers are flowing and guys are having a little more party in it, but it's a lot of fun and the fans are bringing it. They brought it all season long, but especially on these, special occasion games, they're unbelievable.
You guys have your post-game plan set? Everybody's going their separate ways? You got a little team activity? What's the plan for post-game?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Get on a plane and go to Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh, of course.
So nothing.
You were in a couple of good playoff teams with Winnipeg, and obviously this team's trying to get back to the playoffs. Are you seeing any of the same kind of patterns that you've played with Winnipeg when you went to the playoffs as opposed to the team now?
Not really. I think these are two very different groups. Winnipeg was always a very old veteran team, and this team I feel like it's a younger group, guys learning on the fly kind of. So I feel like at times here our games going like this. I mean, obviously not a straight line, whereas in Winnipeg it wasn't a ton of new faces and turnover like some other organizations. So I mean, it's different for me with having not been here for this year, but I wouldn't really compare the two teams and how the seasons have played out.
Thanks, Apps.
Yeah.
Todd, we've talked to you about your transition and adjustment here in the last year, but for the coaching staff as a whole, where have you seen cohesion grow in your staff and in that unit specifically?
Well, our staff changed, obviously, over the summer, but, the ones that remained, I think we've really grown a lot. We've figured out each other's personalities. I think that everybody's more willing to share now. Trust factor's probably gone up amongst each other, and I think we're all using the same language now. Not that everybody had to change to ours, but we just have a universal one that makes it a whole lot easier. A lot of the staff's work's done by and through video for prep and pre-scout and all that type of stuff. So the way the system is run, the way clips are collected and shared, that's common. So we're more efficient too when it comes to using our time during the day.
Todd, Van Riemsdyk, is he good to go? Or?
Yes, he is.
And is everybody available tonight?
Everybody's available.
And just Andrew Kopp's on a bit of an offensive surge here. He's fitting well on that line with DeBrincat and Kane before he got injured. But what are you seeing from Kopp's game offensively here?
Yeah, I think Copper's confidence is back to a level where it needs to be. And why did that happen? I think he's put himself in a situation where he's using his legs more during the game, and he's finding ways to be around the net more than he was maybe earlier in the season. And as that happens and you find a way to score a goal every now and then, you start to feel good about yourself, and it's probably the best he's felt all year. Now, we have tried him on the wing during the year, and maybe that didn't help him. It wasn't a big span, but we did put him over there for a bit on some nights, and sometimes we get in the way of players' confidence or development, and this could be a case of that.
How difficult of a decision was it to have John Leonard be sent down to the Griffins, and what were the biggest aspects of his game, maybe besides his scoring, that stood out the most to you?
Difficult decision, very difficult. And some would say, well, you didn't need to send him down because you had a roster spot. It does him no good sitting here and watching. And are we comfortable in having him come back as early as a phone call right now? Yes, he's a player that can play and help us. We weren't going to use him tonight. We were going to put JVR back in, and as a result, he's there now. That doesn't mean he's there permanently. Things can happen with our roster. Injuries can occur. Players can play their way out of the lineup. But what did we see in him? We saw what we expected to see from him. He had some pace to his game. He was an offensive threat. He handled himself well on the power play. There aren't negatives to his game. I can't sit here and say he's got to do this or that to get himself back here. It'll be opportunity and circumstance.
It's been less than 24 hours since I asked you this question.
Oh, geez.
But did you think of a New Year's resolution?
You know what, I haven't, but what can I think of off the top of my head? Well, there's life and there's hockey. With life, family's important to me. I want to spend as much time as I can with, with my wife, obviously, but the two boys and their wives too. We had a good experience last summer together. Maybe look for a chance to do that again. And then hockey-wise or work-wise, let's continue the progression. Like it's the road is bumpy. I had a couple people. I don't even know if he's sitting in here right now. Maybe he is over there. The game didn't start real good against Toronto. No, it didn't. But as you start to have a little more success and dig your way out of where you were, your games aren't perfect ever. You're gonna have ups and downs in a night. You're gonna have streaks, both winning streaks and losing streaks. We're so desperate for wins, we just think it's perfect, and the line, the curve just goes straight up. It doesn't happen that way. There's a lot of bumps, hills, mountains, valleys, whatever it is, and they come at any given time. You just have to be ready to handle them. Pardon me? That was the best resolution that I got. Yeah, okay. I think you're barking up the wrong tree maybe, but good luck.
Todd, I know the penalty.
Do people still make resolutions?
I think they should, maybe not. Those of your players were kind of like, I don't have one, I haven't thought about it.
No, I'm with them.
I've got one.
You have, what's yours?
To be more present. I feel like I'm never in the moment. That's my
Okay, well, maybe we'll adopt that and guys can be more present in the moment all the time.
I don't know if that's
Don't go there either.
I know the penalty kill was a big priority for you guys coming into the year. As you get to mid-season tonight, what's kind of your overall assessment been of that unit?
Training camp was important to put some things in play. Penalty kill is one of the hardest aspects of the game to practice because it takes a lot of sacrifice to really make a penalty kill happen. You're thinking about shot blocking. You're thinking about, sometimes you got to leave your feet and get back up. There's things that you just can't do in practice. So structurally, we put some things in place, but more importantly, the go points for pressure, the sacrifice of blocking shots. Simon's a prime example the other day. Being a little more predictable for the goaltenders has helped us. We actually spent some time yesterday in practice on it. Which doesn't happen enough as it should, but we did spend some time.
Todd, tomorrow, in the next couple of days, the young Olympic team selections. How difficult is it? I mean, you've kind of been involved in something like that with World Cup. How difficult is it to put together a roster like that?
It is, so my experience with something like that, the World Championships in 2015, like that's usually taken care of by management teams, and the teams going into the playoffs or falling out in the first round really dictates who's available. Sidney Crosby became available to us, and he wanted to come over. We grabbed him right away, and it was great. But the true Team North America, which was made up of 23 and under players at that time, they're all the superstars now in the league. There was a lot of difficult decisions. And the management team is usually a fair size. They're all out watching games. Then the coaching staff gets involved, and in that situation, we all made decisions as to what we thought was best. When now you look back and maybe you left a player or two out, but it's never perfect. Austin Matthews had been drafted, never played a game yet. He was on that team. He came to our mini training camp as an extra forward, and after the first practice, we're going, he's pretty good. And so he moved up to the fourth line, and then we played an exhibition game in another practice. He's better. And he just kept moving up at the end of the tournament. He was on the first line with Connor, and I don't even know, maybe McKinnon or whoever else was there, but that happens in a tournament environment. So it's not just the selection process later on today at 10 o'clock. It's what happens throughout the tournament as players elevate and fall off. There's going to be disappointed individuals. You guys are all going to have a heyday for the next 10 days figuring out what mistakes were made before the tournament's even been played. And it's got to take place before you can really evaluate rights and wrongs.
Would you agree that it probably, like one of those guys, Alex DeBrincat's probably done as much as he probably could to make his case to be on that roster?
Yeah, I could sit here and argue like 32 other coaches. I think he belongs on that team. The year he's had, the way he's played. But I also respect the job and the task that Bill Guerin and his staff and Sully and the coaching staff has. They're the ones that are going to be in it. They have to make those decisions, and I hope they pick Cat. I really believe he deserves to be there. I'm sure Scheifele's probably thinking the same thing with the Vancouver people there. Hard to argue that, or Vancouver, Winnipeg people. But rosters aren't 35 players deep, and whether either of them make it, I don't know. Whether it's the right or the wrong thing, I don't know either.
Do you think that helped Larkin last year playing in that tournament, that environment?
It couldn't hurt him. I think it helped him a lot. I'm not sure it helped us. He came back banged up a little bit, and the tournament was taxing on him. But we agreed to participate in these things, and you have to live with that.